Going on, folks? It's Anomaly here. I want to talk about what's going on with the Russia-Ukraine situation, especially with all of the U.S. companies pulling out. You have Netflix, CNN, I think Visa, Mastercard. I have a whole list of them, but a lot of American companies are pulling out. And my question today with my live stream is, did we just play into the hands of China? Because I saw that Visa and Mastercard pulled away from Russia, and something called Union Pay from China has taken over. So was this the best idea? We'll find out, but that's what I'm asking today. I got some clips to show you what's going on, and I'm going to wait a few seconds for people to come in. So I got a lot of stuff. I'm getting used to this new format as well. Let's see. What's up, Paula? I'll give some shout outs. Let's see. How we doing on YouTube? Who we got here? What's up, Jimmy James? We got Knowledge. We got JR Angel. We got P4. Is that your name, or that's just like your side name, P4? Sounds pretty epic. You sound like a gamer or something. What's going on, Maddie? What's cracking? What's cracking? All right. Trying to figure out how to get this all up. Someone said from Canada. All right. Sounds like it's working. Everybody's here. Now, I want to show you guys something real quick because this was a recent article in the Wall Street Journal, but everybody's doing this. Check it out real quick. Says cut off by Visa and MasterCard, Russian banks said that they will turn to China's Union Pay. It shows Russia may increasingly rely on China as it gets isolated by the West. So you feel what I'm saying? It's like, are we doing the right thing? I know nobody's going to listen to me. It's not like I run the State Department or Visa or MasterCard, so I don't even know why I'm talking about this. But, everybody's like, yeah, we got to fight the Ukraine by pulling all of our companies out of the thing, and we got to do cancel culture to Putin. And it's like, are people even thinking what they're doing? It reminds me of this meme made by Jim Bob. He just made it look, this Putin guy is getting out of control. No jab, no job. Ukraine mask, I think that's so good, man. It's like, oh man, this guy is crazy authoritarian. Okay, now if you don't get your, third Pfizer shot, I don't think you should hang out with me anymore. But what were we talking about again? Oh yeah, there's like invasions in other countries. I'm like Somalia. They're like, no, there's invasions in foreign countries. I'm like Yemen. No, there's invasions in other countries like Syria, Libya. No. Oh, Ukraine. Sorry, we invaded so many countries, I kind of lost track. But anyway, I want to show that for everybody who's just getting, Visa and MasterCard cut off by Russian banks said they will turn to China's Union Pay. So my question is, who's making this decision? Like, let's pull out of 100 million customers in Russia. Let's start this like economic war besides just the, the Russia-Ukraine conflict. And look who it is. It's our favorite buddy in Ukraine, the hero, Iron Man. Newsweek says Visa and MasterCard grant Zelensky's request and ban all their operations in Russia. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Zelensky, for telling our country to put up a no-fly zone, trying to get us into World War III, and destroying our economy after 2 years of just getting our. Thank you so much. You are Robert Downey Jr. You're Robert Downey Sr. You're Robert Downey Sr., Junior, Junior, Senior. You're the man, bro. Thank you so much, dude. I don't know what we would do without you, telling Visa and MasterCard to get out of Russia. I'm sure that really helped us. Oh, wait, no. Wait, hold on. It actually didn't help us because now China is taking that business. How in the world is that fighting the war? Oh man, we really got to fight Putin by letting China take our business. Yeah, I mean, my God. You got Netflix suspending its service in Russia, TikTok, Amex, Google, Apple. I mean, it's like a full-blown CNN. They have a new fake news law. Now CNN's afraid or something. They don't want to get persecuted by Putin. My question is this, like, how is this going to affect the economy? Am I going to wake up Monday morning, all my stocks are tanking again? Because that just happened for 2 years. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll read them at the end. But I have to say this. We had I'm smelling something fishy. We had 2 years of just total economic destruction, right? They said, well, there's this virus. It came from China. It came from a wet market. It came from a lab. You can't say it came from a lab. Maybe it came from a lab, but don't talk about it until a year later. We got to just shut everything down. So then they shut the economy down. They shut down all this stuff. The stocks tanked. Once stocks went back up, a lot of small businesses never went back up because they destroyed them. They ruined our lives for 2 years. I mean, I'm not going to cry victim like they ruined my life. It's fine. I still did what I needed to do. But anyway, it's like, okay, we'll start, treating you like a normal citizen again. Oh my gosh, Ukraine, Russia. Oh, here's a new excuse to just sabotage the global markets and the, commerce between countries. It seems very fishy to me. I'm not saying it's planned or anything. I mean, I don't know that, but something's just weird about it. It's like it's almost as if they flipped the script. It's like, okay, everybody who cared about masks care about Ukraine. I was watching Fox News. It was on a television when I was working out, and it's just straight war propaganda. Like, it's no better than CNN right now. Like, you turn it on, I forget the exact wording, but it was like fear. It had all these like buzzwords where it's like if I was watching it, I'd get goosebumps. I get all tense and stuff. Like, it's just like planes bombing, like explosions, and I'm just like, I get that it's happening and it's worth covering, but it's starting to feel almost like, once again, I'm not saying this is scripted because I don't think it is. I think it's real. I'm just saying it's just starting to seem like, here's the narrative. Here's what we're all talking about. This is the new thing. Put it on this television. Put it on this television. Tell everybody to make jokes about it. You go to the right wing meme pages, they're talking about it. Go to the left wing meme pages, they're talking about it. Anomaly's talking about it, but in a different way. But still, and everybody's just kind of like, here's the new thing. I go to these cheesy meme pages that never talk about politics, and all they're talking about is Ukraine, Ukraine. Zelensky, said he got assassinated 1 trillion times, and it's an anti-Semitic hate crime to disagree with him. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, I'm not going to act like I believe the guy. But he said, he's fearing for his life. Maybe it's true. I mean, it is bad over there. But it's hard for me to like really buy this guy. He's like, Snake Island, all the soldiers are dead. They got killed. Please give us a no-fly zone. They're like, actually, that's not true. And he's like, well, how about this? Like, yeah, that's not true. I don't want to speak on behalf of something I can't back up, but I do want to play this one clip that I found from Fox News. This is not the war propaganda, but this is actually some sort of general that had a pretty big position in the government. He actually came on and told the truth. Take a listen. I couldn't believe that they let this air, and the host at Fox News did not seem too thrilled about it, but this guy, in my opinion, came through with some sauce.
Colonel, it sounds like you don't approve of Zelensky's stand.
Oh, I think Zelensky is a puppet, and he is putting huge numbers of his own population at unnecessary risk. And quite frankly, most of what comes out of Ukraine is debunked as lies within 24 to 48 hours. The notions of taking and retaking airfields, all of this is nonsense. It hasn't happened.
He's not a hero when he's standing up for himself and his own people? You don't think he's a hero?
No, I do not. I don't see anything heroic about the man. And I think the most heroic thing that he can do right now is to come to terms with reality. Neutralize Ukraine. This is not a bad thing. A neutral Ukraine would be good for us as well as for Russia. It would create the buffer that, frankly, both sides want. But he's, I think, being told to hang on and try to drag this out, which is tragic for the people that have to live through this.
I'm inclined to disagree with you, Colonel, but, we'll see how this works out. Colonel Douglas McGregor, tough guy. Thanks for being with us, sir. We'll see you again soon. Thank you.
Man, surprised that guy got some airtime, but I guess he's got the credentials. Yeah, people say gas prices soaring. Like, I see meat prices soaring. I'm not one to complain about prices. I know inflation's been hitting, but I feel like, at least for me, and I'm not trying to be selfish, like, I don't care until it affects me, but prices have seemed higher this week than they've ever seen in my life. I buy these little tenderloins for $15. They're overpriced anyway, probably from, COVID. Now they're $21. Like, overnight, it's up $6. Gas is higher. Everybody's getting California prices. California's getting like Venezuela prices. Something weird's going on. It's not like a mystery, like what's going on. They're sabotaging the global market. I mean, I would be shocked if the stock market doesn't go down. And I don't want it to. I'm not trying to like spread fear. I have stocks. I'm set to lose money if it does go down. But you get what I'm saying? It's like, how does Visa and Mastercard lose tens of millions of customers, or shut off a whole country? Now China's taking that. Like, what type of effect does that have on us? We'll see what happens. Let me know what you think. But it almost feels like they're purposely imploding the world economy. It's just like, let's pull everything out. Let's restructure again. Let's act like we can't drill for our own oil, but we're going to run around to Venezuela asking him, and Saudi Arabia. I have to give it to Elon. I mean, I don't know if he's tricking us or not, but I want to show you something real quick. He responded to Christian Walker. He said, Elon Musk is saying we should increase oil production, but DC would rather listen to Greta Thunberg. Elon said increase oil and gas. Oh, I played myself with the timing of that, but hold on. Elon responded, increased oil and gas production in the short term is critical, or people around the world will be placed under great duress. This is not a question of money. It's a question of having enough energy to power civilization. Here's the thing, though. I mean, I don't know if Elon's tricking us or not, but it sounds like, and it seems like when I listen to Elon talk, he doesn't sound like a bad person to me. He sounds like, yeah, I want to save civilization. I want to protect. It's like, I don't think the people running the world care about saving civilization. This is where Elon probably has an issue with these other. He's like, we need oil right now to save civilization. And, these other billionaires are looking at it like, save civilization? Like, who the hell would want to save civilization? Like, it's like, I'm not saying they literally said that. I have to watch myself fact check anomaly claim that. It's like, just leave me alone. Okay. Listen to Melinda Gates. She's doing her press tour. She knows more. But anyway, Elon kind of explained too how all of these European countries are self-sabotaging. They're talking about, we got to get rid of nuclear. And Elon's trying to be like, why are you getting rid of nuclear? It doesn't make any sense, especially if you're trying to wean off of oil. Why would you get rid of nuclear? I'm going to read some of his tweets real quick. He said, hopefully it is now extremely obvious that Europe should restart dormant nuclear power stations and increase power output of existing ones. This is critical to infrastructure and national security. For those who mistakenly think this is a radiation risk, pick what you think is the worst location. I'll travel there and eat grown food on TV. Also, nuclear is vastly better for global warming than burning hydrocarbons for energy. So he's trying to explain, like, guys, if you don't want, someone said, is this live? Yes, it is live. It's a better format. I'm getting used to it. But anyway, he's like, if you don't want oil, then, and you get rid of nuclear, like, I feel like Elon's trying to figure it out. He's like, how are we going to power the world? And they're sitting there like, we're not, we don't give a crap about people. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to act like they don't, but what are these people doing? First of all, I don't mean to tick people off. I'm going to start up and say, I don't think Putin's a good person. I feel like I'm pandering, but you get what I'm saying. It's like, if you speak bad about the new Lord Fauci Zelensky, everybody cries and they're like, but I had a profile picture. I was going to save, the Pope with my profile. It's like, get over yourself. But, I'm just going to start out like, I don't think Putin's amazing. Like, I don't think he's my best friend. I don't think he's saving Western civilization. In some ways, I feel like he's totally in on it, and he definitely is a strong, leader / corrupt oligarch. He totally takes control of his whole country. He's not like a clean player. But the point I'm getting to is like, Zelensky sucks. This idea that he's so cool because Ted Cruz said it, Ted Cruz, you suck, bro. If I ever see you at CPAC, everyone's like, Ted Cruz is such a good man. I'm gonna have to look down because Ted Cruz is probably up to my knees. I'm gonna look down at Ted Cruz. I'm gonna be like, you suck, Ted Cruz. You act like you're everybody's friend, and then you try to get us into a war. You go fight the war, Ted Cruz. You and Lindsey Graham, why don't we ship you over there? You can get a gun. You can hang out with the Azaz Battalion or whatever the hell their name is. You can play round 'em up Cowboys, since you don't give a crap about Texas. You couldn't do anything about COVID. A year after COVID, you're like, maybe we could take masks off of half of the airplane for people who got vaccines. Go to Ukraine, Ted Cruz. Go fight your little stupid war with Fox News. Take Sean Hannity with you and Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham. These people are unbelievable. I forget where I was. I just went off on a Ted Cruz rant. But in general, it's like these people are, oh, Zelensky is such a hero. He's such a puppet. First of all, look at this guy's history. I mean, this guy makes Joe Biden look like Nelson Mandela. This guy is such a fraud. But in general, he was an actor producer who created a production company, did whatever he could do. Then he made a show where he was the president to brainwash Ukraine into thinking he's this cool president. Oh, I'm just like you. I'm an average guy. Then he gets in office. Here's the weird part. If you look up the name of his production studio, now he's got people in that are working in government. It's like let's turn this production studio into a political machine. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't trust a single thing coming out of that guy's mouth because he's proven time and time again he lies. He's trying to get us into a war. And now he's somehow lobbying, or it's just like hand in hand, Visa, Mastercard. How does losing 100 million or tens of millions of customers to China, how is that helping our economy after 2 years of blowing our economy? It doesn't, folks. Don't fall for this trick. This is the same exact type of psyop that they were doing with COVID, except now they're replacing Fauci with Zelensky. and convincing you through fear and through scare tactics and through, fake conservative news like Fox, trying to convince people that it's this really good idea to just completely explode the world's economy and completely believe this little weaselly fraud, in Ukraine who keeps lying and crying, trying to get us into another war for, how are we going to benefit from this? But I want to play this real quick. I get it. It's our ally. And, I know some people think we need to protect the region, but let me find it real quick. This chick, real quick, she's from Philippines. I just found it. She said the sanctions on Russia are making prices in the Philippines skyrocket. We are not supposed to be part of this war from all the way over here. The nation is already reeling from COVID impacts on the economy. And now this, you think about no interest but your own. So between the Russia sanctions on us, our sanctions on them, China swooping in to steal our business, this is not good for our country. It's not good for the Philippines. It's not good for Russians. Like average Russian Twitch streamers are losing their income. They're going to war with random Russian citizens. And folks, it's the same thing with the COVID stuff. If they can do it for this, they're going to do it for this. So, if everybody keeps normalizing this and all the normies are like, yeah, I'm fighting World War III on Instagram, it's like, you get what I'm saying? They're going to take this entire format and then push it towards other people. If they could de-bank and de-credit card and de-debit card an entire nation, a bunch of innocent people that didn't even do anything, I don't see them not doing it here. I want to end on this, and I'm going to read some questions. Say what you want about Putin. I don't think he's a trustworthy person, but I do believe personally, I think he cares about Russia. Is he going to treat everybody great? No, but the state of Russia, the country of Russia, the Russian people, it seems like he kind of cares a little bit. Like, when you hear him talk, he's talking about his people, his nation. Like, it seems like he cares more than like Nancy Pelosi cares about you. Just my opinion. Let's listen to what she said. I just want to play this clip, and please listen carefully, because when you hear Nancy Pelosi say this, she literally says, if our capital crumbled to the ground, okay, this is not a recent clip, but it's recent enough. If our capital crumbled to the ground, she's not talking about this war, it's a years old clip, she would still be giving our taxpayer dollars to a foreign country. Isn't that weird? Isn't that even weirder than like arguing over Zelensky and Putin? The fact that one of our politicians is saying, if our country's going to hell, let's give money to a foreign country, because that'll tell you everything you need to know about the Democrats and the Republicans. Let's take a listen.
I have said to people when they ask me, if this capital crumbled to the ground, the one thing that would remain is our commitment to our aid, and I don't even call it aid, our cooperation with Israel. That's fundamental to who we,
She's right. That is fundamental to who we are. That's exactly who we are. If our capital is like just being destroyed, let's just keep funneling money to a foreign country that Trump and DeSantis are passing speech laws for, because that's what America's all about. It's about subverting an entire country to the point where you can't even speak the truth, have the First Amendment, go to a grocery store without getting a Pfizer injection. Donald Trump's running around selling Moderna shots. Fauci, they're like fake fighting or something while they're working on Moderna, contracts. It's like, why would I care about Russia and Ukraine when I have my own politicians being like, yeah, if our capital's burning, like, let's just keep giving your tax dollars to a foreign country. Like, is Putin doing that? Because if Putin was doing that, I would tell his citizens to keep an eye on him. Is Zelensky doing that? Probably. The dude seems like the biggest puppet this side of, I was going to say like Sesame Street, the dude is, but everybody's like, yeah, man. And the crazy part is it's not just liberals on this one. Like, at first COVID kind of tricked everybody, and then it's like just liberals got crazy with it for the most part. This one is like a full-blown conservative psyop too. It's like Sean Hannity's just grinding his gears of war. Sean Hannity and Lindsey Graham and Marco Rubio, they're having like phone calls with this guy. They're like, I just got off the phone with Zelensky. It's like, the dude got more friends than I do. I'm jealous of Zelensky, man. He's in some bunker somewhere, but it's like he's just hanging out on FaceTime with his boys, Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio. I'm joking, but it's like, Eric, yeah, we gotta go fight and stuff. It's like, do they have any plan? I would think, and I don't know for sure because this seems all sneaky to me, but it's like, Putin probably knew, okay, if I invade into this, something's gonna happen, right? He probably, Like, do any of our politicians care? Like, do they even think about what they're doing? I feel like they don't at all. It's just like they're role playing Republican and like role playing. I'm Nancy Pelosi. I run the House. It's like, do they think about anything they do? Like, oh, we're gonna do cancel culture. We're gonna get rid of our company in this country. It's like, are you even thinking like two steps ahead, or is it just this big? Like, are you like wasted thinking about when your next plastic surgery appointment is? Like, is she thinking about any of this, or no? Is it just like, she looks like a crackhead, and I'm not saying I've ever seen a crackhead because now I'm making myself look funny, but you get what I'm saying. She, it's like, is this lady like a super smart 3D chess player? She looks like Tyrone Biggums from the Chappelle Show. You know what I'm saying? Like she's fiending for like a Subway sandwich. She's like behind Biden. They're all waving Ukraine flags. I'm like, where am I? Is this hell? Are we in Ukraine? Oh, this is the American State of the Union. My bad. I thought it was hell. I thought I was literally in hell. Okay. It's like she looks like a crackhead with too much plastic surgery. Is she thinking about, hey, maybe, and I'm not saying she's responsible for this, thing, but it's like if we pull Visa and Mastercard, no, it's like you're letting the people who can't want to cancel Dave Chappelle run like foreign policy. It's like, oh, let's just do this. It's like, and lose all power all over the world. I don't know. Like, what's your long-term plan? One thing that's powerful about America, besides our military, has always been like the cream of the crop. The Second Amendment, very important, but it's the technology companies. I don't like Facebook. I don't like Google, but we own them. We run some of the biggest tech companies in the world. Facebook, Google, Twitter, YouTube, owned by Google, Instagram, owned by YouTube. The dumbest thing ever was when Twitter bought Vine, which was like TikTok before TikTok, and then they fumbled it, and then China created TikTok. So we screwed that up. Now we're using a Chinese service. I'm not, no disrespect to like random Chinese people. I'm not trying to be hateful. I'm just saying, like, as a country, we kind of screw that up. Why wouldn't we want the big technology company? More technology companies, more power. Now we're pretty much fumbling that. Like Facebook, Google, Apple, I actually respect you if you say, hey, I'm for everybody. Listen, I'm not getting political. I mean, of course they get political here, but it's like, hey, Chinese people can use it, Russian people can use it, Americans can use it. I respect that. You don't have to fight our wars for us. You're a freaking technology company. So now you got Visa and MasterCard. Now they think because they probably follow like a, freaking meme page or something. I'm just kidding. It's probably deeper than that. But, they're like, oh, yeah, I'm part of the war now. Let's get it. It's like, so now you're going to lose 100 million something customers to freaking China. How is that a good idea? It's not good for our country. It's not good for our, I guess, national security. And it's certainly not good for your business, right? I mean, what does that accomplish? It accomplishes like a moment like this. This is what it accomplishes. I'm doing something, man. I'm really fighting Putin. He's out of control, but I support politicians who want to kick you out of restaurants for not having a Pfizer shot. It's like, I can't believe this stuff's happening. And what's more annoying about it is it's going to affect me and everybody else. And I'm not trying to act like I'm selfish. I don't care unless it affects me. But I mean, meat prices are going up, gas prices are going up. When is this going to end? They printed $6 trillion. They're screwing up our entire economy, running to Venezuela, shutting down nuclear plants. I'm not trying. Listen, I'm going to pretend like
I have said to people when they ask me if
I didn't mean. Something weird is going on where it just seems like the people running our country, like Pelosi and Biden and even Trump, when he decided to print all the money in March, it seems as if they're almost like doing some sort of like controlled demolition on our country or something. Because it's like, you don't just do stuff like this randomly. It's like, let me just print $6 trillion, like shut down all this stuff, open up, start a war, now ruin, the trade markets again. Like, it's already hard enough to get certain products in America because of the COVID thing. What is this going to do? They're restructuring the world. It's like it's a whole new restructuring. When Trump won, it was like Trump world. Everything revolves around Trump, right? You love him or you hate him. He's real as steel or you're crying because he hurt your feelings on Twitter. And then when COVID came, it's like, it's COVID world. They've returned the parallel Truman Show Part 2, COVID, the COVID sector where everything, then all the TV. And by the way, folks, I'm not saying that this was planned, but I am saying that they do have strategies for this type of stuff. Like if you watched Event 201, I'm not saying they planned this, but they did have a plan. Johns Hopkins, Johnson and Johnson, World Economic Forum, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundations, like government people, they're all like, okay, well, there might be a coronavirus in a couple of years. So if there is, and we need to protect ourselves because it's a possibility, here's our entire strategy. And it's all on YouTube. It's not like I made it up and you have to, dig deep into Jeffrey Epstein's notebook that washed up on shore. It's all on YouTube. They literally are broadcasting like, here is like a blueprint soft run of what we would do if there's a coronavirus. And then they took that blueprint and pushed it out. And one of the things they talked about was quelling misinformation. They talked about using media to do things, to shut down travel, etc. And it's like now that the COVID thing's over, literally it's like, here's the Ukraine thing, Fox, Ukraine propaganda, war, dire situation, warning, waning. They use these words that if you turn on the TV, you're like, oh my God, like it's uncomfortable, right? I'm kind of funny. I'm not the funniest, but I'm definitely not the least funny. I would say I'm somewhere like upper tier, but like below top tier. I'm self-aware. I'm not the greatest, but in general, it's like that's not fun. It's not fun to watch. And I'm not saying it has to be fun, like war, but it's like you watch Fox, it's like dire, warning, waning, war, warning, like all these words and just like pop-ups and bombs and there's like firefighters picking up rubble, and I'm like, first of all, where is this? I would love to trust it. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I know there is actually a war going on. But it's like they're always just trying to scare people. And then when you're scared, you're emotional. It's like you listen to Sean Hannity for an hour and you're going to think that, Putin is like, freaking the devil. And I'm not saying he's a great. I'm just saying it's like, I just see them just like turning the gears, flipping the script, and just pushing it to the limit where it's like, are they thinking about any of this stuff? I don't know. But let me know what you think. I'm going to read some comments. For sure, prices are going up. For sure, American companies for the first time, Apple, Google, YouTube, which is owned by Google. You have Visa, Mastercard. I mean, I could go on and on, but they're making huge moves that they've never made. I'm not trying to scare people, but like the war is kind of here. It's not going to be physical on everybody. I'm not afraid. I'm not like afraid they're going to bomb me or something. Hopefully not. But in general, it's like, this is how it goes. It's like economic, it's mental. They're starting to close off news corporations. Well, if you do that, I do that. It's starting to escalate. And it's going to affect us. It's going to affect the Russian people. It's going to affect the Ukrainian people. These rich elites like Nancy Pelosi, I'm sure she'll have, she's always like acts like she's got the munchies after she just smoked like 5, crack pipes. But these people will not be hurting that bad. They have enough saved. It's going to be the average people that are like, what are you guys doing? Like, where are we going with this? Because it's starting to escalate and the world is going to be restructured. Russia without CNN, lucky. But in general, it's like they're going to be totally restructured around a lot of more China-based stuff. America is going to be restructured. I would say big tech probably lost more power in the last week than they have in a long time. And I don't want them to lose power to a foreign country, but I don't know where this goes or where it ends or if people go back. But let me know what you guys think. I'm going to read. Laura Lubin said, I'm tired of you always blaming Trump. Oh my gosh. It's like, just put a Ukraine flag in your profile picture. If you got to be emotional, Laura, be emotional about Ukraine. Put a Zelensky, Photoshop them into one of those like Mexican candle things for $1 that, have Jesus Christus in there. Cause it's like, my gosh, I just said, it's not like he's completely innocent in all this. He was the president in 2020. He allowed them to lock down. He printed the money. He proudly did it. That's all I said. If you can't handle that, go put your MAGA hat on, sit in the bathtub, and just dream about how Donald Trump is Jesus Christ. He's going to save you when he's really probably working for Satan, if anything. But, whatever you need to tell yourself. It's like, my gosh. It's like, you're just blaming him all the time. It's like, I said one little thing. Now I am going to fully blame him. I might go on a 20-minute Trump rant. It's like, my goodness. He printed trillions of dollars and then told people to shut up about it. It's like he imploded the economy and then he passes it to Biden. You don't get what they're doing yet? George Bush, start a war. 8 years. Oh my God, white guy bad, Republican bad. Here's Barack Obama. I am just like you. I have a beautiful wife and kids. Oh my gosh, he's so well spoken. Oh my gosh. He starts like 7 wars, destroys healthcare in America. Okay, thank you for your. We need something new. This guy did it. Oh, the other side again. Make America great again. And I believed it too for a little while because he's doing a good job. And then it's like, yeah, remember how I said I was going to make America great again? Actually, I'm just going to print trillions of dollars like a socialist and run around the country selling Moderna and Pfizer vaccines. And then Joe Biden's in office, and people have like, Stockholm syndrome. They just keep running back and forth. They're like, "Grr, grr." It's like at a certain point, you're going to realize all of these people are sold out to the same thing that I played the clip earlier. I'm not going to repeat it because I don't want to get debanked like Russia. But once you figure it out, you'll figure it out. Until then, you're going to cry every time I say the word Trump. And I'm not just like, oh my God, he's going to save America. He's not. He was there in 2020. He's not going to save America. He didn't. He blew it. But I don't know. Maybe if you donate enough to him, if he sends you 1,000 spam emails a day, maybe he will save America. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you need to donate to Save America PAC. Hey, Patriots, 50,000 Don Jr. points if you donate to Truth Social. It's like Truth Social's garbage, just like Operation Warp Speed. Operation Warp Speed, garbage. Truth Social, garbage. It looks like a freaking 2006 like Flash game. It looks like Candy Stand Golf for those of you who are as old as me. It looks like freaking neopets.com. It's a garbage app with a wait list. People can't even get on Android. It doesn't work well. It looks like a crappier version of Getter. But I did it, okay? I took what Jason Miller did, okay? And I made it shittier, okay? I got $1 billion, okay? And I just put out the shittiest app ever, okay? But if you read a Trump on it, okay, it'll be good in a year. It's like, it sucks. True Social's garbage. I think True Social, Operation Warp Speed, both garbage. Moderna, Pfizer, AstraZeneca. Stop stealing my money, Trump, and giving it to vaccine companies. It's not cool. There's nothing cool about it. But he didn't mandate it. I don't care. The government's out of control. I'm more of a libertarian on this issue. I'm not like a full-blown, oh my God, libertarian's the way, but it's like, this is the game they're playing. Ted Cruz, total phony. All these people, all they do is take your money, send it to Ukraine, take your money, send it to Pfizer, send it to Moderna. Stop taking money. This is never going to end because these people just keep sucking our money up and just sending it to anyone. Israel, take our money. Syria, Afghanistan, Mexico. It's like they're just, they take our money and it's like they're at a strip club. They're throwing it at anybody. Maduro, you take some, Zelensky, you have some. AstraZeneca, you got some. Pfizer, you got some. Oh, you didn't get some? Okay, well then, since you didn't get some, we'll buy 100 million of your products, and now you'll get the money. It's like, I don't care if it's Trump or Biden. These people got to chill. Someone said you need a haircut. I mean, cool. Sure, you can cut my hair. Cut it in a bowl haircut. I want to look like a K-pop star. I want you to cut it like a bowl. Okay? I want to look like BTS, the K-pop group. Someone said Anomaly isn't going to be on True Social. I'm on there. I posted one thing. I just said this app sucks. And then I deleted it off my phone. It looks garbage. I mean, it's like, what am I going to do on True Social? Sit on a waiting list for a year? I'm already over it. It looks terrible. I'd rather use Mike Lindell's failed platform. What is it? Like frankspeech.com? I'd rather go on frankspeech.com. The only real free speech app, I don't even use it that much, but I should, is gab.com. That founder is epic. Everyone else, they're whatever to me. Someone said 340 million people, yet this country can't get a good candidate. I have to say this. I'm not trying to be a downer today, but I don't think we could get a good candidate because people don't want to learn what's going on. Like people just want to keep doing the same thing. So it's like, I mean, why? Ted Cruz gets applauded when he goes to CPAC. People think like Ted Cruz is amazing. I actually almost, like, between him and Trump, I don't even know who I like more anymore. To me, they're like different brands of fake. But it's like, who's going to get in office when people love a good show? It's like a big show. You turn on Fox News, they're just like brainwashing you. It's like, There's a bar. You see, I have a bar to sell hats and stuff, but it's not like warning, warning. This is how I make my money. But in general, it's like warning, dire situation, burning. It's like, it's just all this programming. Like if I watch Fox News, I'm just like, and then like Sean Hannity comes on and he's like, Putin needs to die. It's like, it's like, it's like I can watch that for 5 minutes, let alone an hour. I like Tucker Carlson, but the rest of them, there's a few winners there. There it's just like framing it for you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm here, I'm trying to make a few jokes. Like it's a whole frame. It's like, here's the guy, here's the picture of the bomb, bombing, bombers, bombing, bombs, bombing, bomb, and it's like bomb. And, like it's just like it's all just so fake. It's all like a little scripted, just event where people watch their CNN and people watch their Fox and then they fight each other and they're both like pushing the same war. We don't agree on anything. We don't agree on border security. We don't agree on mandates. I mean, there's nothing that the left and the right agree on. The only thing that George Soros, Trump, Biden, Hillary, Ted Cruz, Josh Hawley, Adam Kinzinger, Marco Rubio, Mitt Romney, all the left wings. The only thing that they agree on is, giving weapons to Ukraine. And Zelensky is just, oh my gosh. Like Ted Cruz loves that. He's like, I just got off the phone with Zelensky. Yeah, I'm sure they have great intentions. They don't agree on they can't even agree on like clean water in Flint, Michigan. They can't agree on like basic human rights in America. Seriously. It's like, hey, how about we have the First Amendment in America? And both sides of politics are like, no. The liberals are like, no, we don't believe in free speech in America. We believe in hate speech and offending and cancel culture, and we're going to cancel Russia. You're like, okay. What about the right wing? Do you guys believe in free speech? Because like you pretend to, you do CPAC, Charlie Kirk events. That's pretty much like your whole thing. You're like, oh, the liberals in the safe space, like they don't believe in free speech either. Trump passed an executive order. Ron DeSantis passed a school bill. Ted Cruz was pushing resolutions in the Congress to shut Ilhan Omar up. I don't like Ilhan Omar, but you don't need to pass a speech resolution to stop her from talking about Jewish people. What you need to do is counter her lies with the truth. You don't need to pass a speech law, but that's all they're doing. Trump, Pelosi, Biden, they're all passing speech laws. They're all closing the window of free speech, but nobody realizes it. The left wing is just totally gone. They're like, should I wear a mask or should I put a Ukraine flag? I don't know what to do. I'm going to cry. Let's watch Trevor Noah. He'll tell us what to do. And then you go to the right wing and it's like, yeah, we're going to fight free speech on True Social and just ignore the speech laws they're passing and yell at Anomaly when he tells you. It's like, I don't know what this, the solution, people are always like, what's the solution? Just stop playing along. If everybody realized this, I'm not saying it's possible, but they'd stop doing it. It's like when people stopped following the mandates, they're like, oh yeah, we're going to stop doing it because the social sciences tell us that people don't want to quarantine. The CDC director admitted that the reason that she lowered quarantine time was because people wouldn't listen. That's part of their science, is the social sciences of seeing how compliant and obedient people are. It's the same thing with Republicans. Most of them are total frauds. I have zero respect for Ted Cruz. When I see him in person next time, I'm going to look down at him like the little weasel he is and be like, you are a fraud. You waited 1.5 years into COVID authoritarianism to say that we should take the masks off of only vaccinated people. You're a little weaselly fraud, Ted Cruz. You act like you're so cool with Bitcoin, and then the next day you're trying to, you're taking phone calls to Zelensky, trying to get us into these foreign conflicts with your boys Lindsey Graham and, Sean Hannity. Go to hell, Ted Cruz. This is who these people are. You clap for them and they sell you out. That's all they do. Oh, we're making America great again. Yeah, YMCA. Hey, I'm just like you, Patriots. I'm a billionaire. Okay, hey, Pfizer, you come in now. Dow, Dow, Bank of America. Hey, come in. Let's say, $1 million. Yeah, for sure. I'll do it. He's doing the same stuff. Look it up. His inauguration. Pfizer paid him $1 million. Dow, Bank of America, Trump, I'll never take anybody's money. He took money. Maybe people should give him more money because then he'll stop taking money from Pfizer and selling the country out, just like other politicians. Maybe he does need a, Don Jr. 50-point bonus so you can get a free hat or something. Let's see. Someone said Texas is a no mask zone. That's not even true. I was in Texas and I had to wear more masks than California and Dallas. Texas is a mass zone unless it's a liberal area, unless it's run by liberals, unless it's the Marriott, unless it's this, unless it's that. All of these corporations are buying up Florida. And it's the same thing with Florida. Everybody has so much pride. There's no mass in Florida. There are masks in Florida. I know people that were there like 2 weeks ago, and they're being forced masks all over Orlando. So, it's the same. I live in a conservative area of California. I'm more free than I was in Dallas. I went to Dallas and I told the people who flew me there, I'm like, fly me back. This sucks. It's like I'm being forced masked at a freaking hotel here. I can go to a hotel down the street and not have to wear a mask. So, there's definitely parts of Texas that are free and most of it, but any liberal area, liberal corporation, they don't listen to Ted Cruz. They don't listen to Governor Abbott, and they certainly don't listen to Ron DeSantis. I'm not saying it's his fault, but it's like this is this false oh man, we're free. We're so free here. It's like, okay, sure. Yeah. There's no restrictions. At this point, everybody's backing off them in the whole country, but you get what I'm saying. All right, I'm gonna answer a few more, then I'm gonna roll out. Thank you guys so much. I'll be in a better mood later. And I got a lot of videos to do, but let me know what you think. I think it's pretty crazy. It definitely seems like they're imploding the currencies again. It kind of sucks because I'm trying to figure out, what to do. It's like, crypto, stock market, housing. Nothing really seems for certain right now, and inflation's going up. So if you just save it, that's definitely not the answer. So, it definitely sucks. I mean, what they're doing, and I would hope that they'll stop it. But I guess, to leave on an optimistic and somewhat helpful point, I really feel after watching the news, it's like a script. It really is. I'm not saying it's fake. I'm just saying it's like they have the power through social media, through mainstream media, through Fox News and CNN, through meme pages, through celebrities, through, SNL, and through Trevor Noah and Stephen Colbert and Sean Hannity and all these people. And they have the power to pretty much just like, we're like open source. It's like, like anything they say, everybody does it. You know what I'm saying? And like so many people fall for it on both sides. So it's like, how do you really counter that? I don't know. You got to stop. I don't know how to get enough people to do this, but I do, to be positive, I do think a lot of people are seeing through it. A lot of conservatives are. There's a lot of, like COVID, this kind of separated the cream from the crop. Like during COVID, there were a lot of people that I thought were smart that I realized weren't, like Scott Adams. I thought Scott Adams was like super smart and super like, with it. And I realized that he's got to be, maybe 1.5 times as narcissistic as like, Alec Baldwin. And it's like the dude is like a raging narcissist where it's like the joke's on him. He's like Kanye in the Gay Fish South Park episode, and he just can't laugh at himself. So it's like, it separates people. You're like, oh, I thought you, like, even Sean Hannity, I never loved him, but I really thought he was doing okay the last couple of years. He was calling out stuff. He was doing some pretty good work. And the second there's a new war, and the second there's some phony puppet in a foreign country, he's right back to Iraq war Hannity, and nothing has changed. And, so in a way, it's like there's always going to be an event that separates people, and you're like, oh, wow, I didn't realize that they were that like that. But, I'm not saying that we can't help Ukraine in any way or something, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't know about all this economic stuff. To me, it just seems like they're just totally shifting everything, and we'll see. I mean, it's not really up to me. So I guess I got to just wake up tomorrow and deal with it like everybody else. But seeing the prices when I was out the other day, I was like, man, the second they lay off you, you're like, man, they're doing it again. We just got out of this thing, dude. Leave me alone for like 3 weeks. Give me a month, start your, do your little cyber thing or whatever reset you're trying to do. Can't you just do it in June or something? You know what I'm saying? Give me like 3 months between crises. You guys got to do it the second that you're out of the next one. It's just annoying. I'm like, I'm trying to go on a cruise. Y'all are trying to raise the prices on me. I'm trying to buy property. I don't even know if it's worth it anymore. But Danny said Massachusetts, aka Taxachusetts, aka Commuchusetts, will soon have 0 Republicans in office. Not like the ones we had did anything, but that's scary. Yeah, it's always worse when there's none, because then there's just like a total groupthink, right? Instead of like a fake Republican that does half things, you have like full-blown Democrats who are like, let's transition as many 2-year-olds as we possibly can and call you a transphobe if you disagree. And you're like, what? They're like, oh, you don't want them to play in sports, and you're like, what? Like that. So yeah, it's gonna get worse. So probably taxes are gonna get higher. They're like, defund the police, refund the police. We need to fund the police less. I mean, more. It's like Biden. He's like, we love the police. He just like copy and pasted Trump's speech. He's like, build in America. I'm like, you like America, or you think that someone thinks you like America? I don't know. I guess somebody believes your speech, but it wasn't me. Let's see. I got to figure out. Someone said buy land. I feel like that's a power play at some point for sure. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate you. I got to figure out how to do this. I kind of have a grip on it, but I can't see. I'm gonna read a few Facebook ones. I don't mean to neglect you. I just don't. I'm figuring out how to use this new live streaming thing. Someone said we have to question why Russia has never had a global elite centralized bank in their country. I've heard that. I have to confirm, but I mean, I hear you. I don't know enough about that to speak on it. But once again, I don't really think like, some people think like Putin is like super real deal. I'm not on that tip where I think he's definitely corrupt in his own ways, but something about it. I mean, he definitely, I guess we'll leave on this note. Here's like when all this stuff's going on, you kind of have like one or two options. Either you just open up and let these people like destroy your country completely, like in America. I don't think this is a democracy. It's certainly not a Christian nation. It's like a big pharma, like LGBT flag, like destroy your neighborhood every 2 years and call it progress. And it's just like, it's weird. It's not a good culture to have. This country's going downhill. But if you try to reverse it, it's like they have every trick under the sun where it's like, you don't have free speech, but they do. You're free, but you're not free. So every now and then people come along, and I'm not saying he's a good guy, but I feel like Putin's just like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, no NGOs, no you get out, you get out. Does that make it right? No, but I mean, I also think that our country lost the moral high grounds long before. But during the COVID thing, like if we're going to be free and let all this degeneracy go in the free market, at least let the free market decide, and eventually it'll correct itself. We're not like a free market. We're like a free market when it sometimes, but not really. And then during COVID, like it's not at all free. And it's like, this country kind of blows now. So at a certain point, I would hope that we had a leader that did like something, but I felt like Trump head faked us. He was like, I'm that guy. No, I'm going to go sell vaccines. All right, see y'all later. It's like, that wasn't really enough. So I feel like Putin's the opposite. Like he really is an authoritarian. He really is a fascist. Not really, but it's like, he's like, yeah, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, can we do this? Like they're always trying to weasel their way in. Like, can we get in here? Can we do this? Can we do? And he's just like, stop. Stop doing all that weird stuff. Is that the right answer? I mean, I think power corrupts itself. I think giving governments too much power or leaders too much power is not helpful. But it's one of these things where it's like, if you have like Biden or like AOC, like which one would you want? I don't know. It's like, who would you choose, Biden or AOC? Maybe Biden over AOC. I don't know. It's not really a good choice, but it's like at a certain point, maybe that's not the best example, but when you have two bad things where it's like, it's bad to give government too much power. It's bad to let, basically people completely subvert your government. So it looks like you have a free election, but they're being puppeted by a foreign country. It looks like you have a free election, but they're being puppeted by the big corporations, so at a certain point, someone has to make a move. Like in America, Pfizer, Moderna, Democrats made a move. Now they're kind of taking on this role of authoritarian. So I feel like, Putin is not left wing. I think he's like the last right wing strong leader who's like, yeah, I'm not budging, or at least like I'm making a move now. What does that mean? I don't know. What happens to him? I'm not sure, because he's tight with China. Xi Jinping's kind of the same way. I don't know how the Chinese system works. And I don't like China just like I don't like Russia. I don't dislike the people there or anything, but as far as nations, I'm American. It's not my thing. However, they're kind of like doing their thing. Like they're playing super hardball. And I would say that's real. Like that's the real world. Like we love our country. We're doing this. I'm not going to say Xi tells it like it is, but he's not pretend like it's not a pretend world over there. It's not like we're not doing. Oh, they're doing that. If you're a corporation that speaks out, they're going like they go hard and they don't pretend like they don't. In America, it's all like this fake thing. Like, oh, let's go on an LGBT hike in the military and let's make it all about you. It's like, it's not about you. It's not about me. It's the military. What the hell? Why? Like, our culture's pretty dumb compared to like what they're doing. So I'm not saying they have it right because I like America, but it's like we're the Zelensky of the West. It's like we're just fake. It's not like we're telling the truth all the time. Not me. I'm talking about our world leaders. We're acting like we're super weak and pathetic, but we're really a really strong country. We have a lot of power, but we just never tell the truth about anything we do. We don't tell the truth about the Middle East. Like, people are not only not respecting us in the world, but I think like it's just fake, where Xi Jinping and Putin, I'm not saying they're right because I don't agree with that type of government, but they're real. Like, they're like, this is how the world works. We are doing this. It's always happened that way. You look at, Israel was Palestine before. Now it's Israel. Now they're beefing. America used to be Mexico. Russia, Ukraine used to be Russia. So that the world has always shifted powers. There's always been fights. It's only like our country that lies about it and acts like it doesn't happen. That's why you used to have nationalism in the 50s. Like, yeah, we are America. Yeah, we got to go fight a war. Yeah, we got to go to Vietnam. I'm not saying it was right, but people understood, like, this is my country. The world is not a perfect place. And sometimes you got to do a tough thing in order to maintain your economy and power. I'm not saying it's right, but that's real. It's like going into the jungle and thinking it's just a meditation session. No, the jungle sounds on your computer. That's the meditation set. The real jungle is where you get eaten by a lion if you're not paying attention, or you get hit with crazy bugs you didn't even know existed. Sorry about my thing is kind of changing the lens, but that's the real wild. So I think I'm not saying we shouldn't be good. Like, I think the world should be better. Yeah, we should try to, I don't know, be more nice to each other and stuff. But I feel like Putin and Xi Jinping are not pretending like that's the world. And when you listen to them speak, it's like, this is why I'm doing this. This is what it is. This is how I feel. This is what you did. And this is what I'm doing about it. I'm not saying he's right, but he speaks like a normal person. Like, that's why people used to like Trump. He spoke normally. I don't think he's the same person he was 2 years ago. But when Trump was in office, you might not agree with him, but he's telling you what he's doing. That's kind of how Putin is. Biden, Zelensky, these are not serious people. Zelensky's like, I am a hero. Like, he speaks as he's an actor. He's a good actor. Kids blowing, like he's just trying to get your emotion and fear of, don't give me a plane, give me a gun. Did he really say that? That sounds like somebody wrote him a speech. It's straight out of a movie. The dude is like a movie character. So I'm not saying he's bad. I mean, I don't like him, but you get what I'm saying? I'm not saying Putin's great, but it's like, he's just a more honest person. Like, this is what I'm doing. We never know what's going on in America because they never tell us the truth about anything. It's always like 15 days to slow the spread. It didn't come from a lab. Don't say that or else you're banned off social media. Like, I'm not saying they got it all right over there because I don't think they do, but I do think that that's what's going on. Xi Jinping, Putin, they're not playing around. It's not a game to them. It's like, yo, it's time. The world has been subverted through the COVID thing. Economies have shifted. People are, weaker than they were. Left-wing culture in America is so disgusting and degenerate. I mean, Satan's probably laughing hysterically at how disgusting our country is culturally, to the point where, you got China trying to make their kids stronger. They have rules that you can't play that many video games. Like they're trying to make their people smarter, faster, better. And I'm not saying that's right because I don't believe in authoritarianism, but we're the exact opposite. It's like, if you're a strong parent, they're trying to take your kids away. They're like, you don't even have the freedom to raise your kid properly. In Canada and America, they have some crazy rules that if you're trying to protect your children and make them a good kid in a free society, the state comes down on you, corporations come down on you. So we live in this pseudo-free society. You're free to be a liberal. You're free to raise your kids upside down world. But if you reject it, life gets a lot harder. You might lose a few social media accounts or a bank account. It's like, so we kind of have a similar system as, Russia and China. It's not as bad, but in a weird way, it's less, I would say, good for the economy. It's less good for our future. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are always like, oh, nothing's guaranteed. Like, if China fell in a war to America, maybe they don't have a future. I'm not saying it's that dire because they're going to be fine, but it's like everybody thinks everything's so guaranteed, where it's like, dude, I don't think that way. Like, I listened to my grandparents explain to me how they got to this country, and it sounded really hard. Like, compared to what I do, I feel unworthy. I feel like I got to do something. People say I work hard. I feel like I don't work hard enough. Yeah, I work harder than most people, but I don't know. I don't work as hard as my grandfather did, so I don't feel like I'm deserving of certain things. I mean, maybe to a flaw sometimes, but it's like, I got to keep working because I don't know if, my meat's going to go up 300% tomorrow. So I got to work even harder. And if my grandfather, so everybody here's like, I deserve a LGBT hike and I should leave my hair on if I join the military. And, I need my pills. It's like, the military's not about you. Who told you the military's about you? If they made me cut my hair in the military, you think I'd be like, well, this is my brand. Then don't go in the military. If you're confused about your gender, there's a million things you could do. Like if I was confused about my gender, why would I go in the military? It's not about me. If you're not ready to fight, you're not ready to learn and get, your ass handed to you by some, general, then it's not the right play. It's like me going to freaking McDonald's and complaining about canola oil. It's like, or whatever they use, the garbage seed oil. It's like, then just don't go there. You know what I'm saying? Create your own thing. Not your own military, but you get what I'm saying. It's like our country, that's how we think. I don't hate America. I love America. I don't favor China or Russia at all. But I'm just saying, if I were a leader in America, I'm not operating this way. And at a certain point, someone has to do something, right? They surround Trump. They do all this weirdo stuff. He ends up caving or not getting what he wanted done. It's like, Putin and Xi are just like, yeah, I'm doing that. And I don't wish that for America because I know if anybody takes that route, it's going to be, big pharma and Democrats like it was last year. But yeah, I mean, the world, it's a real place. Like people fight. And now we're looking at a soft, economic war. We're looking at global sanctions that we've never seen before. And I guess this is what I'm trying to say without rambling too much. I understand this. I'm not thrilled about it. I'm not crying about it. I'm going to get off here and enjoy my night just like everyone else. But, I feel like the average person in America is like, the only thing that matters is I'm donating to Ukraine. Who are you donating to? You know what I'm saying? Who in Ukraine is your money going to? Do you know the company? Like, who are you funding a war? Are they like crowdfunding a war on Instagram? I'm not donating to freaking Ukraine and I'm not donating to Russia. Like, why are you you're like funding a war. The bankers don't even need to, make governments fund the war anymore. It's like you're funding the war. So I'm just like, I don't know. When people aren't thinking like, well, they're doing this, this could end this way. I feel like everyone's so selfish in America. It's like, well, I posted something on Instagram for Ukraine, so I'm doing my part. And it's like, dude, Xi Jinping and Putin they're not thinking about your post on Instagram. They might be thinking about Instagram, but like, getting canceled by Instagram and Instagram not working in Russia, like they're thinking like, big boy stuff. Like your meat's going up, your gas is going up. Do people realize? I mean, conservatives realize. Do liberals realize? Like something, it's not. We're in a bad. We need to negotiate. It's like Putin's bad. Go home. I saw a freaking plane fly over I felt like I was in the Truman Show. I was like, go home, Putin. Who's paying a plane to fly in the sky to say go home, Putin? Like Putin's gonna look in the sky in freaking California and be like, wow. Someone flew a flag to say go home. Like I better go home now. It's like, dude, we're not a serious country. Like what? Even if do I fly flags? Zelensky, go home. Putin, go away. Xi Jinping, leave me alone. Fauci, it's like it's so childish. It's so childish. It's funny, but it's like It's like like meat's going up, gas is going up, but at least you paid a couple grand to an airplane to air a message that literally is going to do nothing. I don't know. At least it's funny though, but it's like, why? Like, I don't know. We got to get a real leader in this country. I don't know who it is. I guess the best bet is definitely the Republican Party, but calm down, Sean Hannity. Calm down, Lindsey Graham. Marco Rubio taking phone calls with Zelensky. Like, it's just like one little club. These guys are at chess club. They're on like Zoom call, making bunker phone calls. It's like, ask him about Snake Island. Ask him why he got that so wrong instead of being like, he's brave, he's heroic. We need a no-fly zone. We need more sanctions. I don't want any more sanctions. I've been broke my whole life. I just got this money. I just get the money. You shut the whole world down. Now it's funny money. At a certain point, I'm gonna have to wipe my rear end with my money because it's not gonna be worth anything. You guys got to calm down. I'm trying to get the nice tenderloins. I'm not trying to eat top ramen. It's $22. gas, I spent $85 today. It's okay though, but I'm just saying, what is it going to be, 300 next week? You want me to invest in a freaking cryptocurrency so my money could just sit there and do nothing? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. What's gold? A house? I don't know. All right. God bless you guys. God bless your family. God bless America. God bless the world. Hope you guys have a good night. I'm going to read some of the comments and see what you guys are saying because I'm trying to figure out what to think about all this, but definitely those are mine. All right. God bless you guys. Hopefully you like this stream, and I'll try to get better at managing it. I'm a little rough around the edges with the management. I don't quite know what I'm doing yet, but I do have. You got to admit that's kind of cool though. You know what I'm saying? When I throw something like that up, it's a better vibe. I just got to get used to it. All right. Have a good one.